Hey everybody, welcome back to your favorite podcast. We are Watchers Weekly. My name is Matt Allen, and with me is my brand new co-host,
Yeah.
my pal. Come here. Come
What's up,
here.
buddy?
You can't
We're
see.
hugging.
We're hugging. Alex Zamripa.
What's up, guys?
Wow. It's good to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is going to be fun.
This is going to be fun. We are back to give all of y'all some of the most nerdy news you have ever had, given by two people that probably could be doing other things.
Yes, we could. My wife tells me that all the time.
All the time. And it's like...
She loves me anyway.
Yeah, there you go. And that's what it
her.
is. That's goals. That's hashtag goals right there. But
acceptance.
We're super excited to bring you... There's so much been going on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my word.
Nerd culture is booming.
Nerd culture is... It's the time. It's the age of the geek. It's the age of the geek. And you need to be ready.
Yeah.
And we are going to walk you through that world with our various things. So make sure you're checking us out on Facebook and all that fun stuff as we continue. But as you know, we got to give you guys some news, some brand new news that's been happening around the nerd world. Nerd world is how you say it. And, well, first off, the first thing I want to talk about is I just watched, for the very first time, the Star Wars trailer for The Force Awakens.
Yeah, really cool.
It was
really
crazy.
Awesome.
It was really awesome.
Well, tons of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Like, we'll have a reaction video, my reaction video up on our YouTube.
Yep.
But...
Okay, first thoughts.
Yeah. My first thoughts.
For someone who just watched it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, man.
I've seen it about 10 times.
Where do I even start? Okay. I gotta say that I'm loving how most of this movie seems to be taking place on a planet. And I know that's kind of weird because, like, well, every movie was taking place on a planet. Yes, I understand that. But the old movies, I don't know, for some reason, the old movies to me just felt like they were more grounded. You know, you saw Tatooine, you saw, like, the wretched hive of scum and villainy. And even though you were on space stations a lot, I just, like, in the whole first trilogy, I just felt like you were very, like, there was a sense of scale, like, this is this big, this is this big.
Sure.
And, like, in this new movie, it seems like we're all going to be on turf side, planet side. Yeah. At least for a majority of the movie.
Yeah, it looked like that.
Yeah, and that's good for me. I don't know, I know that Star Wars, you'd think space is going to have more stars.
More space and stuff, yeah.
But I enjoyed seeing, like, the TIE fighters and the X-Wings fighting on a planet
instead of out in space.
Out in space,
it just felt more grounded.
Yeah, the prequels were just like pew, 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 up in space, and there was no nothing.
You just mentioned to me that like you liked how you could see the scale because if you look in the prequels when you're seeing like the TIE fighters and everyone fighting each other in space, it's hard to visualize how big they are and how big a scale it is. So once you're on this planet, and you see like broken buildings or things falling down, you're on a planet, you feel like, whoa, that's huge.
And it shows you how talented the pilots actually are.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like in space, they're just like flying or nothing, and you're like, well, why isn't he moving away from the lasers?
Right.
But in this, it's like, you're like, oh, there's a ship, they gotta maneuver away from like this wreckage. And
this is real life.
So that was cool. I gotta say, that little robot ball, R2-D2,
it's kind of
ridiculous. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be the Jar Jar Binks of this movie.
I don't know.
I feel like people are gonna love it initially because all the little kids loved Jar Jar Binks when the movie came out.
That's why they have it.
Yeah, and then it was like later on, people were like, "This is just the dumbest thing existing."
You know what I'm wondering?
What?
You see in the trailer that he's like rolling on sand.
Yeah.
How is that
Where's
thing
he getting the traction?
How's he getting traction? There should be sand all up in everything.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
Why would you design a robot on a ball like a gyrosphere? Like, what about the other robot? Was it designed? Is it supposed to be better than R2-D2?
I wonder what its like primary function is,
other than to entertain children and cats. Like it's a
giant cat.
Yeah, giant.
They should have that in the movie.
Giant droid cats that need to be entertained. So I don't know. I think it's cute. I'm sure I'll like it, but I think it was interesting to me.
Yeah.
And then,
what do you think about the characters?
Characters. I mean, like I don't really know much about it. I liked how. Well, okay, quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Black Stormtrooper guy.
His name is Finn.
Finn, holding it down.
Yeah, he's cool.
Holding it down. I like how they were like, I was trained to only do one thing. Like, I only knew one thing.
So we know he's some kind of stormtrooper?
That, like, he was some kind of stormtrooper, and it's great because we get this sense of, like, even though Luke was fighting, and like you think the battle is won. The battle wasn't over at the end of 6.
No, it wasn't.
You know what
People
I mean?
thought that it was.
Yeah,
right?
but it wasn't. They didn't save the world. The Empire was galactic reaching.
Yeah.
So you know that there's
It's
other.
not just one thing.
Yeah, there's other people because even the Emperor came from somewhere when he came to like on the Death Star.
Right. Yeah.
Like he was coming from somewhere. He wasn't like based in the Death Star.
No.
So you know that there's other like the bad guys. Yeah, all over the place.
Like,
so. It's cool to see that the bad guys had like far-reaching groups, and then that there's like this dissension in the ranks that obviously might have come from this like blow to these gods, Darth Vader and the Emperor,
right?
That everyone assumed would be untouchable because of this force that no one had but them.
But them, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like kind of reevaluating his life. I thought that was pretty interesting. The girl whose name is I don't know the girl's name.
I don't know the girl's name.
The girl's name is girl who kind of looks like a mummy. Because of all of her wrappings.
Oh, she's in sand, so.
Yeah, she's in sand mummy.
Makes sense.
But she looks like a cool customer. I saw her. She was like shooting at something.
Yeah.
And it looks like somebody died because she was crying.
Oh yeah, that's been
somebody.
a big controversy. Saying who died.
I know who died. I know who died.
Who died? Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks is gonna live forever.
Yeah,
you're gonna find out that he's the bad guy.
Oh yeah,
the whole time. But I think I think Han Solo is the one who died. And I think that he should be the one who died. Because out of everybody in this whole mess, Harrison Ford is old.
Oh, yeah,
and he looks old. He looks like, and he doesn't look like, he could probably still kick some butt old. Right. Even though he doesn't look too bad. But he still looks pretty darn old. So if you were to kill him in this, it'd be great. Yeah. Because the villain would get like a notch on their belt for killing a dramatic, like a character that has like been a part of our history and our life for so long, then we will immediately hate him. That was the problem with Darth Maul. Like, no one cared about him because, like, who is this guy?
Yeah, you just saw him once.
Yeah, you saw this dude one time, and you're just like, okay, well, you know. And then you killed him, and it was like, okay. Yeah. He killed Qui-Gon Jinn. Who is Qui-Gon Jinn? I don't know that guy. Okay. Yeah, you know. So
I think Harrison Ford's character on Solo has changed a lot since like the prequel movies. Because in the prequel movies, like, oh, the Force, it's not a real thing. It's stupid. Like,
and now he's like,
use your magic.
Real.
It's real, all of it. I'm changed. You think he's gonna take on like a? What if they did like an Obi-Wan type of death? Yeah. Where he's like fighting, and then he looks at. Because we know we gotta know like one of these new characters that we're seeing. One of them has to be their kid. Yeah. Or at least related, like connected to them in some way. Yeah, yeah. We don't know how many years this has been.
That's the other thing. We don't know because like the myth has been faded into legend, and you heard the stories, and apparently like, I don't know.
We don't know where Luke is.
We don't know where Luke is.
Have you seen the poster? Have you ever seen the poster of the new Star Wars film? Luke is nowhere to be found.
I think that's purposeful.
They did that. They said, like, it's purposeful. We have that on purpose. So it's like...
Because Leia, we see Leia in the trailer.
Yeah.
So we know she's okay.
And on the poster.
And on the poster. So we know she's alive at least for... Maybe Leia's the one who dies.
That would be... Yeah, maybe.
That could be good. But then you're killing off another female character in a world that has two. Two female characters that
we can only do so
prostitutes. Much. Aren't prostitutes.
Wait, who are the prostitutes?
Everybody at Jabba's palace was a prostitute.
Oh, that's true.
And I'm talking the only two people that weren't prostitutes. Leia's not part of that. It's the rebel commander. It's the rebel commander, and then Aunt Patricia or whoever Luke's aunt was.
Oh yeah. But she died right away. Literally in the first.
She died, and no one cares who the commander who Luke's commander was. So literally every other woman in that universe was a prostitute.
It's amazing how far in technology and everything, but we still can't let women on our starships.
Yeah. Oh no. A starship pilot? Are you kidding me? Women don't know how to fly spaceships.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, anyway.
There wasn't a woman starfighter in the original. No. When they like all descended on the Death Star, there wasn't one woman.
No, there wasn't.
They're like, no.
They had Porkins though.
Yeah, what the heck? What the frick?
Because Porkins was obviously a better choice.
I guess.
Than any woman that decided to fight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so anyway, all that to say is that long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which... Yeah, speaking of which, that's the one thing I want to talk about before we move on to something else. Have you seen the thing about the boycott Star Wars?
Yeah, what the heck is that? Tell me about that.
Okay, I think it's a boycott Star Wars because apparently there was a group of people out there who are like really disappointed that Star Wars isn't all white, or like everybody is all white, which is weird because it was never all white. No. Like Lando Calrissian and Yoda both were white. Yeah. One was a puppet, but he wasn't white.
And also, what's his name?
Samuel Jackson, Mace Windu. Freaking the Boba Fett clone guy wasn't white. Yeah. At least I don't think he was. There's a bunch of people, and there's a bunch of aliens all over the color spectrum. But they're mad that the lead characters aren't all white. Most of them are, but they're not. They're mad that they're not all white. So they want to boycott Star Wars, and there was a trend. It was a hashtag that was trending for a while. Wow. And I said this was this is the first time that racism has benefited me directly. Okay, because if you're not gonna go see this movie because you're mad, that's one more seat for me. Yeah. Like, please, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it. Yeah, boycott Star Wars. Please do. Please do. Because that's great for me. Yeah. If you're gonna stop yourself from seeing a movie that's gonna be like a cinematic equivalent of like The Return of the King, like something amazing that people already like have been waiting for years, for decades. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Don't go. But you're missing out on a cultural like a big thing. So hey, man. If those people who are upset, more power to you. I think it's silly, but at the same time, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, it is. And like the idea. Oh, speaking of, the black dude had a sword. Oh, he had a lightsaber. Finn had a lightsaber, blue lightsaber. Oh, man. You see it, and you're like, cool. Oh no, this is legit. Gosh. And he's fighting the crossbar guy. Yeah. How much you want to bet that he's gonna lose an arm or something? Yeah, that blue lightsaber, it's totally cursed. He's gotta lose. I'm just saying that everyone who wields that thing loses something, an appendage of some sort. I don't know what he. I wonder how he didn't look at all like he was ready to go. No, he didn't look like he was trained at all. He's like, I literally just got this 10 minutes ago. Which is why I'm surprised that more people don't have lightsabers, because you would think that if you knew the technology and how to build one, you'd just... Yeah. But I guess only Jedis know how to build it. Exactly. And there are no more Jedis left. There's this theory that the guy with the red lightsaber, I think it's Kylo Ren. That's his name, Kylo Ren. He wasn't good at it. That's why you see the lightsaber kind of like jaggedy with the hilt and stuff. He tried to build one, but it wasn't that, I heard about that. Yeah. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah. But then it just makes me want to know who's this guy. Yeah. So we're excited. I'm excited. And you know what? I'm glad that the identity is a secret. We're living in an age. Oh, someone's calling. Cool. Yeah, it's the age. It's the age of people calling. My bad. My bad, France. Sorry, everybody. We just lost all of our subscribers. They all left. No, I just got here. They're all gone. Our 89 subscribers. Yeah. No, they're gone. All of them. But what I was saying was that... Oh, crap, I forgot what I was saying. No, I was saying that the mystery is great. In an age where leaks and rumors are like basic and commonplace now. Sure. Like, you expect to know everything about the movie before you see it. Exactly. It's nice to see that they are purposely, like, omitting Luke. They're not letting anything slip about who this guy is. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's good to see that because, the mystery of who Darth Vader was probably the biggest reveal in cinematic history. Yeah, and it's still the biggest reveal. Like, people still make, I am your father jokes all the time. All the time. Okay, so that was pretty good. Star Wars, Force Awakens. I'm really excited for it. Yeah. You're really excited for it. I'm really excited for it. Also, another thing... It's cool that we get to see this in our age. Yeah, right. What I mean? And then jumping off what you said about, like, not showing a whole lot. They're not doing the Age of Ultron thing where they literally have 15 to 20 TV spots. Every day. They've announced that, like, hey, this is the final trailer. We might have, like, 1 or 2 commercials to kind of, like, promote it. But that's it. Because they know it sold out the moment it got the tickets out. It literally broke all websites. Yeah, they don't need to. Like, Age of Ultron didn't need to do what it did. Yeah. We could have... If they just said, hey, Ultron's coming. And it's Avengers. And the Avengers. And their fan base would have came running. Oh my gosh. There's no reason. Which is why they're doing the same thing with Civil War. You notice that there are no trailers for Civil War yet. Barely any... And barely any official posters or anything. Yeah. Specifically because I think they're learning their lesson from the last time. Exactly. And we're like, we're just going to let you come to us. And build the fan base off your own. I like that. I like that, like, a new generation approach. They're not trying to shove down the past to you, but they're trying to give you just enough to be like, hey, we're gonna make this
its own thing, and it's gonna be the iconic thing of this generation.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel and Marvel stuff that's coming out, trailer for Jessica Jones came out. Like an official trailer for Jessica Jones came out. That's pretty cool. What do you think? Did you read Alias? Did you read Jessica Jones?
Read a little bit of it. It's pretty graphic.
Yeah,
it's really graphic.
It's
like
dark.
It definitely has like
super 90s.
So I guess like the premise of it, super 90s.
Yeah, it's super 90s. Like back when everything was like extreme.
Oh yeah,
we all need to be extreme. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do that. But anyways,
I hope they do.
You can tell me a little bit about it, but
yeah,
I think so Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure all her powers. She's got
super strength. She can, mild invulnerability, I believe.
Yeah, she can fly.
Yeah, she can fly.
But I guess
she's not good at it. That's
she's not good at it. I think she can jump.
Yeah,
she's really good at jumping over things.
She flies. She said she flies, but she sucks at landings. Is one of the main things.
Oh,
so she doesn't. She doesn't try to fly because she's
okay.
This is all weird. I don't know. It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer sucked at driving. That was like a thing that she always. She was always bad at, regardless of she could kill the demon lord of Ragnarok a million times. But then if she tried to drive, everyone's like, you suck at driving.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But I killed vampires.
Yeah. So what's that?
Anyway, so Jessica Jones. So I guess in the comics so we all know David Tennant is playing the Purple Man.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
It's really cool. Really, really excited for that. So, Purple Man, his powers are mind control.
Yeah.
And he can, just tell you what to do and you'll do it. So I guess he mind controlled Jessica Jones for years.
Yeah.
And kind of, it's really dark. He kind of used her as a sex slave, did, a bunch of stuff, crap stuff, and then, she was introduced as a villain in the comics, and the Avengers fought her and everything. And then later on, she got free of it, and then went to the Avengers and what the heck? Why didn't you save me and stuff? I was captured.
Well, she was a hero first. She was a superhero first. She was a superhero first, and that's how the Purple Man caught her. And then she disappeared, and that's why she was married to the Avengers. Nobody looked for me.
Yeah.
And that's why she becomes a private investigator.
Yeah.
Because she's I'm gonna find these people that no one's.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think the trailer was pretty good. The actress they have playing her, I like her.
Yeah.
I like her, and she looks completely different than she does in any comic I've seen. But granted, the majority of the comics that I've seen, she has given birth at that point. And so she's kind of like a bigger looking. She was either pregnant or having just given birth. So she looks bigger.
Exactly.
So and it's been a while since I've read Alias, so I don't really remember how she looks exactly. But it's pretty close, and I think that realistically though,
comic book bodies are
hard to get to,
replicate.
Especially for women.
Yeah,
guys can more or less kind of get there.
He's
a big dude with muscles. You know what I mean? But girls, it's you have to have the waist of
of
a crouton, and the body and the hips of a Christmas ham. That's what you need.
In this, they do not require.
Yeah, they do.
I like how she looks normal.
And I think that's going to be fun to play on her super strength when she looks normal. The only thing is, I hope they don't make it look cheesy. Super strength tends to look kind of cheesy if you don't do it right. Because
it looks
you're
we can obviously see
wires.
That we can obviously see wires are holding up this car that you're and you're literally putting your muscle to it. Show us.
Show us you can do cool things. You can do cool things. Make it look like you're at least.
I think they will. I think they will.
And it's the same people who did Daredevil, if I remember. So
this rumored that he's gonna have a cameo. Too.
And Daredevil might be the best thing Marvel's done since the first Avengers.
Yeah, I agree.
The first Avengers is amazing. Daredevil might be their next biggest. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, Daredevil, first Avengers were these groundbreaking things. Yeah. And Daredevil was so good.
It was so good.
And if Jessica Jones follows that example, and you see Luke Cage, the guy who's going to play Luke Cage, who also is going to have his own show. He's going to have a part in Jessica Jones and then branch off in his own show, which is good.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert for any of you guys who haven't read the comic for the last 1,000 years, but Jessica Jones and Luke Cage have romantic trysts throughout They're married now, currently, and have a daughter.
Right.
But they have a bunch of romantic trysts, both of them, throughout their entire comic book arcs.
Right, yeah.
So there's no telling that they're going to even stick to that.
Right.
You know,
yeah, I didn't think it happened. It was just comic book
because
world.
everybody's been married to everybody, you know, in the comic book world. So who knows?
Everything's all the women are getting around everywhere. And all the guys are getting around everywhere.
So we'll see. But also, I'm excited. Oh, this is the other thing. Speaking of the Marvel Netflix universe, the Netiverse. I don't know what we're gonna call it. The Netverse, the Flix.
MCU Netflix universe.
Was it still the MCU?
It's still the MCU
because it's still connected to the movies.
Like that.
Yeah, the MCU.
But it's on Netflix.
Yeah, the Netflix chapter of the MCU.
Right.
Apparently, what I've been hearing, and this has been the rumor that's going around, is that Iron Fist is actually going to be on its way out.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard that too.
Yeah, they're not going to make the Iron Fist show. That made me disappointed because Iron
made
Fist
me really
is really interesting, and even though his bad guys are so random and weird, however,
they are kind of weird.
However, it allows you to craft your own Iron Fist story into whatever you want. Because like Iron Man, people forget that Iron Man's canon wasn't so hard fast when they got it.
Right.
You know what I mean? People didn't really care who Iron Man was until Robert Downey Jr. took a hold of it and made it cool. People didn't really care who Star-Lord was until Chris Pratt came and made him cool. I feel like
you think
Iron
they just
Fist
can't find their Iron Fist right now?
they just can't find their Iron Fist
guy
to make it interesting and maybe like mess with the origin a little.
I guess so, yeah.
You know, to make it a little bit more interesting because they have the ability. Because Drax the Destroyer wasn't an alien; he's a human in the comics, but they made him into an alien for the Guardians movie because they know nobody was going to take this human being killed by Thanos, but then like somehow being reconstituted. Blah, blah, blah,
that's too complicated.
It's too complicated. So they're just like, he's an alien. So like, Iron Fist could be that Guardians of the Galaxy for their mystical group because I know they have Stephen Strange coming out, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. What if they like kind of brought him in there because they're kind of from the same place, where they got some of their skills and things like that.
The Chun-Lun is not it's not the same place, but like the idea for like this mystical because in Daredevil, spoiler if you haven't watched Daredevil, but you should have by now.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix
or the internet.
Yeah, or the internet, but
we don't promote that.
We promote Netflix because they pay our bills. They don't.
We pay their bills. Ironically.
Yeah. But in Daredevil, spoiler, there is a little bit of that magic. The Shun-Lun.
Oh, yeah. Like
and the symbol of Iron Fist's bad guy is on all the drugs. So, like, I really hope they don't just, like, dump all that, like, stuff.
I don't know, yeah. I think it would be really complicated to do a whole story behind Iron Fist because there's so much lore. It's not like mystical stuff. I don't know if they want to have every single of their characters, like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, all in New York City, and then somehow they all are like they're all like have their own territories.
Well, they're working towards the Defenders.
Right. You see, like they all have their own like little like places in New York City, and then something big happens where they need to all come together. Mm-hmm. But with like Iron Fist, he's like. You know, he's in like some other place. Yeah. And we'd have to be introduced to this, you know.
So I think that, this is what I'm thinking, hopefully we get an Iron Fist cameo in either Luke Cage or Daredevil. And I know Daredevil already has the Punisher being...
And
Elektra. So that might be a little overload.
I think it'd be overload.
But
I like what they're doing though.
Yeah, I would like to see Iron Fist show up in something.
Yeah, I think
and have his character be explored more because he's got such an interesting look on contrast to everybody else in the MCU.
Yeah.
But also, one of the biggest rumors that we're seeing is after the Iron Fist is being taken out, that they're actually looking towards Moon Knight.
Okay.
To take his place and have his own show, Moon Knight.
It's like the Batman of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, because everyone, the two people that are always compared to Batman in the Marvel universe is Black Panther. And Moon Knight. Both of which are not that far from a correct comparison. If you took Black Panther and Moon Knight and fused them together, you'd basically get something that's more or less Batman.
Right.
However, Moon Knight, and I feel like Moon Knight's origin story is just as weird and just as crazy because he was a mercenary, but then like he stopped being first he was like a rich dude, then he became a mercenary, and then he stopped being a mercenary, and then like he had like a mental breakdown, and then his mercenary persona went away, and he had another persona, and then he found this like this quote unquote magical idol that gave him quote unquote powers. But then you find out that maybe he's just crazy, he doesn't really have powers, and his powers wax and wane with the moon. So on a full moon, he's the most powerful, and then a noon moon, he's like not powerful. But then you don't know if he's just crazy and he's doing it because he's crazy.
Sure.
And even though that'd be really interesting,
it would be.
And I'd watch that. Like if they like simplified it.
I actually never read any Moon Knight.
So
I'm like a new.
I have one of the Moon Knights. One of my favorite comics I have.
Yeah, can you recommend any comics to read? About
I would just start off with like the Moon Knight issue if you can. Well, you can't find issue 1 of Moon Knight, but if like Moon Knight's new run is great. In the all new.
Is he in the all new different?
He's got a little spot.
Okay.
Little spot. Cool. But if you look at the Avengers, Avengers not Disassemble. Is it Avengers Disassemble? I don't remember. You know what? I'm gonna go look. Like next week, I'll give you all the Moon Knight.
Yeah, recommendations. We'll just give you some recommendations
for Moon Knight. But one of my favorite was in the Avengers, where Moon Knight was a part of the Avengers, and
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm, and he was. They were debating whether he should stay on the Avengers because he was so unhinged.
Oh yeah, he was kind of crazy.
Yeah, because he's got this schizophrenic thingamajigger, and he was flying in his moon plane. Once again, very Batman-y. He has like this moon wing. I think it's moon wing. I don't know what it's called.
Moon wing?
I don't know what it's called, but it's like something like that. It's a crescent moon that flies around. It's like a jet.
I'm all new to this. So
he's flying.
To try it. I'll have to read up on something.
And Thor comes up behind him and is like, hey, like,
what are you doing?
We're like, we need you to come in to talk about Avengers. And then he's like, no, like, you're not going to do that. And they're flying. And then, like, Thor's like, no, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. And, like, he grabs the thing and opens it. And Moon Knight's not in there. What? And then Thor's like, what's going on? And he flies back. And then you see that Moon Knight has, like, left the plane and, like, stopped a mugger while they were talking.
No way.
And then Moon Knight's like, you all in your lofty positions, you forget to look down.
Yeah.
It's like, I never stop looking down. And you're like, oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just stocking up to these gods.
Yeah, so I'm if they made a Moon Knight show, I'd be excited to watch it. Would it be a little bit like Daredevil and like Batman? Or like Arrow now?
Yeah.
Like, I think so. But I think it could work. It'd just be a shame.
You think it'd work in this, like, Defenders-esque?
Yeah, I think it would work. Because he would be... Because the Punisher's going to be a villain. He's got to be a villain.
Well, like
a sympathetic villain.
Right.
Yeah, an anti-hero. To Daredevil's, like, other person. The Kingpin going to be a major villain from jail, I am assuming.
Do you think, like, Elektra will be...
Elektra's going to be that weird, like, you should give in to your darker impulses. No, I don't want to. To Daredevil. Like, you should kill. No, I don't want to kill. I love you, but, blah, 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 blah. And then Moon Knight can represent that semi-magical... Because Jessica Jones is chemical. Her powers come from science.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Luke Cage the same way.
Sure.
Daredevil is, once again, chemical.
Oh, yeah, chemical.
Once again, chemical.
Powers are pretty cool.
Yeah, powers are pretty cool, but he's very street level. But Moon Knight can represent that semi-mystical thing, but you don't know if that's real or not.
Right.
And that's what the MCU is all about. The MCU is all about, like, magic not really being what you think it is. So, like...
It's more science than magic.
Yeah. So, like, that could be a thing.
Okay.
But then Iron Fist could fill that role, too.
Right.
And it kind of depends on what you're going to go for, but it looks like Moon Knight might be where they're going. Yeah. So if that is true, that's fine. If if Iron Fist can make an appearance in Moon Knight, that could be interesting.
That'd be cool.
I just hope.
Like in these series that they're doing, like, you know, in the season 2 of Daredevil, they're introducing more characters like Punisher. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And Jessica Jones are bringing Luke Cage. Who else knows? There might be like cameos.
Yeah, who knows?
Stiltman returning.
You saw Stiltman. Stilts in
like,
Daredevil.
What if he's the villain of the Defenders?
I need him to be
everything.
They
should just put him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
#Stiltman.
Yeah.
#Stiltman. Let's get him out there.
#Stiltman.
Because he is
2016.
Stiltman needs to come back.
Yeah, I love it.
So
what I'm jumping off of you.
Yeah.
So if they make like a Moon Knight, let's say they do that, or even a Luke Cage, I feel like they're going to introduce more other characters that they could just bring in,
like
wherever. Street level characters. Because then they could just use it whenever. Like Blade, he's been in the talks to come back.
They got him back.
That'd be cool if they had him in like Luke Cage's, or or even like the mysticism
of Moon Knight or Iron Fist.
That'd be so cool. I'd watch that. I think that would because a lot of people. I mean, I don't know about Moon Knight. He's been just explaining it to me. I to kind of sell me like, hey, you should watch this. This is gonna be cool. I'm gonna show you Blade.
Yeah.
You know, a character that you kind of probably know a little bit more than Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But you know, just kind of like hook us in more. I think Marvel would.
I think it'd be great, and you could even have Blade being operated for a long time. You don't even have to do an origin story for Blade.
Right.
You can just be like, because Blade only hunts vampires. That's all he does.
Right.
So even though like the Chitauri destroying everything and the Ultron fight and stuff like that, he wouldn't be in there.
He'd be like, nah,
he'd be like, I've been doing this whole thing because Ant-Man. We see in the Ant-Man movie, he's been operating for how long?
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? They
could never even heard about him.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So they could just be like, oh yeah, Blade's just been killing vampires this whole time, and the fact that you never heard about it is just because he's good at his job.
That actually makes me think of a question. Like, why didn't Nick Fury go to Ant-Man and say like, we want you for the Avengers?
Maybe because Hank Pym he knew Hank Pym wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, like he knew they'll probably do it in the next Avengers or the next Ant-Man or whatever.
Kind of have like a little cameo.
Yeah, because he'd just be like, I know he wasn't gonna do it. Because Hank is old.
Yeah.
He's old. He lost his wife. I know he's not going to do it. He's not a fighter. He never was a fighter. Because remember, he went to Iron Man, but then he was like, Iron Man's not
ready.
Like Iron Man, yes. Tony Stark, no.
Right.
So he might be like Ant-Man, yes. Hank Pym, no. So I'm waiting for an Ant-Man that comes along that I can use.
Sure.
But Hank Pym, I can't use him. You know what I mean? Okay. That's what I was saying. That's what I would think. That's why he didn't choose him for the event. But all that to say,
back to Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So give me like, you think it's like 1 thumb, 2 thumbs?
I think Jessica Jones is gonna. I'm gonna give Jessica Jones 1 thumbs up right now. One thumb, not thumbs. 1 thumb up.
Yeah.
Just because the trailer looks great, the actress is great.
Yeah.
David Tennant
is awesome. I think he's
captivates every scene he's in and every medium he's in.
I'm glad they kept him with a British accent.
Yeah, of course. Why
Have you heard his American accent?
It's horrible.
It's really, really bad.
Yeah, he should be British. He should allow to be as comfortable as he can so he can deliver the lines and show the emotion as most comfortable as he can. Be British. Why not? Like, what does it affect? The
people
purple
freak out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Boycott Jessica Jones.
Yep.
Less British people. Granted, there's a lot of British people coming in and playing American heroes.
Fair enough.
And it's just like, well,
either way, we don't.
I'm gonna have Marlon Wayans be Captain Britain and then suck on that.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. No, why not? So we're taking all your British superheroes away. So
let's kickstart that.
We're gonna have Selena Gomez be Psylocke. She's British.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna have who's another really fun? We're gonna have Seth Rogen. Well, I don't know who any more British. I'd name the 2 British superheroes.
Yeah, I don't know. Captain Britain.
Captain Britain again. He's gonna be both
in a sequel to it.
We left it. Oh man, there are no British. No, we don't. There's Knight and Squire. British version of Batman and Robin.
Oh, I just bought that.
Yeah,
I just found that
Knight
first comic. Mm-hmm. It's stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be fun.
But I got it for $0.25, so that's why I was like.
I think it's supposed to be a joke.
It is. It's totally a joke.
Because they have that bar.
Robin is. Oh my gosh.
The bar of villains where like there's like a magical spell that keeps everyone from fighting. So the heroes and villains like just go drink there all the time.
I mean,
it's great. So anyway,
that's the funny thing about it.
That's funny. So
I think Jessica Jones should be good. Like I said, like I haven't read it in a while, so I'm like, I'm a dedicated nerd, so I'm obligated to watch anything that comic book related throws out. Yeah, so I'm excited for it. Daredevil was amazing. Like you said, one of the best things. I mean, like if these are the same people, heck yes, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's why I'm giving it a thumbs up and not like a half thumb. Like, I'm
excited for the story. I'm excited for something new, something that I don't know. Like when we watched Guardians, nobody knew who they were. No, nobody knew. But I knew Rocket Raccoon from the game. Yeah. From the fighting game from Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, that's the only reason why I knew it. You knew who like Rocket Raccoon was. If Marvel can shove down a talking tree and a talking raccoon, they can do it. I think they can do anything. Yeah. So there. All that to say, go check out the trailer. November 20th is November 20th. All episodes are being dropped. And we'd love to hear what you think about the trailer. Yeah, we'll talk about that when the season comes up. Also, try to binge watch it. Quick thing before we move on to our other topics we want to talk about today. Speaking of talking animals that are really funny, I don't know if you've read the new Howard the Duck. No. You haven't read the new Howard the Duck? I have not read it.
I love how Marvel is like pretending like they haven't tried to make a Howard the Duck before. Because in the comic books, like, made famous in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, they're just trying to sell that.
No, you didn't do that. You know dang well when Howard the Duck came out and it was the worst thing you've ever made.
Yes. But I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid.
Howard the Duck is so ridiculous.
I think it's stupid.
But I love
it's all about the money. Hey, you
yeah.
know what? New comic, that's cool.
Yeah, I love it. He's got a new comic. If you can check it out, all Howard the Duck. It's interesting.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Just read it in the store.
Yeah, read it in the store. Don't give him money
give a
for
quarter
it.
because you might feel bad.
Don't give him money for that. don't reward them. But it's very PI femme fatale. He's a PI. That's why I say because Jessica Jones is a PI.
Oh right.
And with that being in the same MCU universe,
Howard the Duck should just show up as nowhere.
Is that eventually we might be looking at a Jessica Jones Howard the Duck crossover.
All right, that'd be.
Cross our fingers for all you Howard the Duck, Jessica Jones fans.
What was the duck's name in Phineas and Ferb?
Isn't it Platypus?
Isn't it?
It's
Perry. It's Perry the Platypus.
So maybe he's there too.
But he's a detective, secret agent.
Yeah.
They should do a crossover.
Because ducks are the best. Anything with a duck.
By Disney?
Yeah. So they could. Because the Avengers showed up on Phineas and Ferb one episode.
I didn't know that, for real?
Yep, the Avengers did show up on that episode.
I gotta find that.
Alright, well anyway. Thanks for checking out part 1 of our first episode of season 2, and be sure to check out part 2 as it comes out, and check us out on Facebook. Peace.